guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Fayy Lenee. Thank you so much for clicking on today's review and checking it out. And if you are not new, you guys already know what it is. So thank you so much for coming back. And today I have a review for you guys that I don't even know if you are ready for, because I was not ready for it. I'm still shook. But today I'm going to be reviewing the Colourpop No Filter Foundation, as well as the pressed powder and the loose powder. So if you have been under a rock and you had no idea that Colourpop recently launched some new products, I'm here to let you know Colourpop recently launched some new products. They came out with some face products. So they came out with a matte foundation, some pressed powders, and some loose powders. They came out with 42 foundation shades. You heard me correctly, 42 foundation shades. So just that by itself, shook. And then they also came out with 3 loose setting powders, a translucent, a banana, and a deeper setting powder shade. Looking out for my melanin brown skin girls, okay? As well as 6 pressed powders. So I picked up 2 of the foundations, 1 of the pressed powders, and 1 of the loose setting powders. And in today's video, I'm going to be demoing them for you and sharing my opinion and my first impression. These literally got delivered to my house today. I've been waiting on them and stalking my mailbox, waiting for these to get delivered. So as soon as they got here, I wanted to jump on here and do a first impression because I have heard tons of different opinions and I want to give you guys mine. So before we jump into the video, if you are new, make sure that you click on the subscribe button down below. Also be sure to turn on your notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my future reviews or future videos in general. If you enjoy this review, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright guys, so before I get into the actual demo of the product, I just want to share a couple of deets, a couple of specifics with you guys before I jump into the demo, because I don't think that I mentioned this stuff and it's kind of important. So the foundation itself, it looks like this, and you get, how much do you get? 25 mLs or 0.85 fluid ounces. Now, a regular foundation, usually 1 fluid ounce is standard. So my personal opinion on that, I feel like they could have just made it a full fluid ounce, but I'm not going to be particular about that. It is what it is at this point. It's 0.85 fluid ounces. It does retail for $12, and like I said, it comes in 42 different shades. So they have everything from the lightest of the light to the darkest of the dark, and everyone should be able to find a shade. Or at least that's what they claim. We're gonna find out though. So like I mentioned in the intro, it is a matte foundation, and some of the claims are that it is supposed to be full coverage, natural matte foundation. It's supposed to deliver flawless looking skin from day to night. It's oil free. It's supposed to have a lightweight formula, and it's supposed to blend smoothly and easily and give you the ability to customize the coverage based on what you prefer. So, you know. And then it does come with a pump, so that's a plus. I thought it was going to come with a cap, but it doesn't have a cap, but it does have a pump that locks in place. So that they get points for always. More foundations should just be standard. Put a pump on your foundation, okay? And then the other 2 products both retail for $9 each. So the setting powder, the sheer setting powder, it looks like this. I picked up the shade Dark, as you can see. And this is what it looks like on the inside, which you guys will see a little bit more about this when I actually demo it. And then I also picked up 1 of the loose setting powders, which looks like this. And I picked mine up in the shade Banana. And like I said, both of these retail for $9. And then this is not a new product, but I am going to show you guys the concealer and how it applies on top of the foundation. And the concealer retails for $6. So yes, just wanted to give you a couple of specifics, a couple of claims before I jump into actually showing you guys the demo. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the actual demo so that you guys can see how the products apply to the face. Alright guys, so I got you zoomed in, up close and personal, because I want you guys to be able to see the situation. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. I just got these products in the mail today, so the excitement is fresh. I'm very excited to put this stuff on my face and put it to the test and see if it's about that life. So I picked up 2 foundations. This is what the packaging looks like. I picked up the shades Dark 145 and Dark 155. I wasn't sure which one of these would be the best match for me or if I might have to mix them, so I went ahead and picked up 2 shades. I also got the No Filter setting powder in the shade Banana, and then I also picked up the sheer pressed powder in the shade Dark. So I'm not going to spend too much time chatting about this stuff. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So I think I'm going to start with Medium Dark 145. Actually, I'll swatch both of them on my face, and we can kind of figure out from there which one is going to be the best. So this is what they look like. Okay, so first up is shade 145. So that is Medium Dark 145. Pretty warm shade. And then now I'm going to do Dark 155. Okay, so this is Dark 155. And this is Medium Dark 145. I don't think I'm really going to have too much of a choice here. I think I'm going to have to go with 155 because this one, it looks like it's probably going to be way too light. So I'm just going to use 155 all over, and hopefully that will blend into the skin. We shall see. And just as a side note, my skin is already prepped. I did already apply my primers and all of that good stuff. So we're just gonna jump right into applying the foundation. Like I said, I am gonna be using Dark 155, and I'm just gonna pump it on the back of this Bath and Body Works cap to a candle. So ghetto, but listen, it works. So the first thing I noticed is that this foundation is kind of liquidy. You guys can see it like running down the tray. So we're gonna see how that, hopefully that doesn't mean it's like sheer coverage, but we gonna see. Okay, so wow. That's actually a pretty good shade match once it's blended out. And the coverage, like, look at the comparison. Wow. Let me find out Colourpop came to snatch edges. This looks so good, you guys. Like, I did not color correct or anything, and this coverage, like, this is one half of my face done. This color match is actually, like, perfect, as long as it doesn't oxidize or get darker as it dries. This color is actually, like, a perfect match. Once I blended it out, I'm shook. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the other side of my face, and wow, shook. Wow. You guys. I am shook right now. This looks so good. Like, I'm not even, wow. Okay, y'all, I'm legit shook right now by this foundation. It looks so good. It was kind of looking a little bit shiny at first when I first applied it with the brush, but then when I went over and like pressed it into the skin with the beauty blender, it is beautiful on the skin. Like, look at my face. No color correction. Like, I mean, I figured it would be good, but this is like, okay, Colourpop. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face. Actually, I'm like so shook right now, I can't even think straight. So I have other products that I need to show you guys too. So I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm actually going to use the Colourpop concealer. I have the shade Medium Dark 32, and I'm going to use that to highlight and conceal my face, and then we'll go in with the setting powder. Alright guys, so concealer is on, blended out, and it blended out flawlessly on top of the foundation, which I expected because I assumed that they're probably meant to go together. So next up I have the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. This is what it looks like. Really cute packaging. I got the banana shade. So we're going to go ahead and try this out. So far I'm very impressed. I'm sure y'all can already tell. I'm shook. Like, I knew it was going to be good because I like the concealer. But listen, Colourpop might be about to save me some money on some of these high-end foundations because so far this foundation is popping. So I'm actually going to swap brushes. I wanted to try this out. I had never used it. I'm not sure how I feel about it at this moment. So I'm going to go back to the brush that I've been using. This is a Peach and Pearl brush. This actually came in a set that Andrea Renee did in collaboration with them. So I'm going to use this brush. It's dirty because I've been using it, but I like this one better. And this powder is very yellow. So if you're somebody that really likes like a yellow tinted powder, you're probably really going to like this. I'm also going to go ahead and set my forehead with this. And my chin. And also my smile lines. Okay, so this is what we're looking like after the setting powder. My face is very matte, but as you can see, it's very yellow, which isn't a problem. And I think that we'll be able to fix that once we kind of go in with the setting powder. But it's definitely very yellow. So if you like yellow setting powders, which I do, I love my Sacha Buttercup, which is a very yellow setting powder, then you will definitely like this one because it definitely has that warm yellow tint to it. So last but not least, I'm going to go in with the No Filter Sheer Press Powder. This one is in the shade Dark, and they came out with 6 different shades of these, and my understanding is that these are supposed to be similar to, like, the way I think of it, which I don't know if this is a good comparison. This is just my opinion. I kind of think of these as like a mineralized skin finish, like how the mineralized skin finish in Dark is not like, it's like a sheer powder that a lot of different skin tones in that range can use to set their face. It's not like specific to one complexion or like one skin tone. Like Dark, anyone in the dark range should be able to use this powder to set their face because it's a sheer setting powder with like a darker tint to it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use my Morphe E1, which is my favorite powder brush, and just going to dip into it and use it to set the rest of my face. Okay, so the setting powder is okay. It actually looks really good in the viewfinder. It didn't like wow me, like how the foundation did, but it looks okay. Alright, so up close and personal, this is what we're looking like on the skin. I mean, it looks really, really good. Like, I literally cannot stop looking at myself in the mirror my skin, like I have texture here and I'm very oily, and my skin is very matte right now, and like you can barely see any of the texture on my face. It looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, see how everything else lays on top of the foundation, and then I will be back to show you guys what everything looks like, give you guys another close-up, and then give you guys my final thoughts on my first impression of this foundation. Alright guys, so before I go and change my top and get cute for the intro and outro of this video, I just wanted to come on here and show you guys I just finished applying all of my makeup to my face, and I wanted you guys to see how everything is laying on my skin on top of the foundation. It looks really good. So I'm sure you guys probably already have a pretty good idea of where this first impression is going, where it's headed as far as my opinion on this foundation, but my skin literally looks flawless. And all of the products that I applied on top of the foundation just applied really nicely, smoothly like butter. It didn't move or disturb the foundation at all. And the shade 155 was actually a perfect match for my skin tone. It just blended right into my skin, right into my neck. As you guys can see, it's literally the exact same color. So yeah, I just wanted to show you really quickly, since I just freshly finished applying all of the rest of the products on my face, what it's looking like. So yeah, I'll be right back and I'll give you guys my final review, my final thoughts, and go ahead and wrap up this video. Alright guys, so I'm back and let's go ahead and wrap this video up. I think you guys pretty much already have a pretty good idea of where I stand on this foundation based on my reaction as I was applying it to my face. I didn't really have any expectations. I've watched a couple of different people's reviews on the products, but I know that my skin it can be kind of particular. So although I saw a couple like pretty good reviews about the foundation, I didn't have any expectations, but I have to say, for a $12 foundation, this foundation really, I mean, my mind is like, now obviously this is just my first impression, so I haven't worn the foundation like out for 8 hours, out in the elements, you know, all that good stuff to really test it out. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see another like video of me actually doing a wear test on this foundation, or maybe I could do like a makeup tutorial and then just tack on a couple of clips of a wear test onto the end of that. So let me know down below if that's something that you guys would want to see or want to know about. But just based on my first impression, I've had this foundation on my face now for probably about maybe 30 minutes, and I mean, it's just sitting beautifully. It's matte, but it's not dry, if that makes sense. Like, it's set really nicely, and it's hot in this room, so I'm sweating. But it looks, I mean, flawless. It looks flawless on my face. So my first impression, I give this foundation 2 thumbs up. You really are not losing anything by picking this up because it's only $12, which is such a great deal. All of these products, honestly, the price point is on point, which all of Colourpop's products, like, that's not surprising. All of their products, the price point is on point. But if you have been on the fence about trying out this foundation, I would say definitely pick it up and try it out. Also, don't be like taken aback by the fact that it's a matte foundation, because as you guys saw in the demo when I initially applied it to my face, it wasn't all the way matte. And then once I set it and like really got in there and like set it and mattified it, it did give me this matte finish. But it does feel very lightweight on the skin, and it's not dry on my face at all. So if you are someone that is like dry or normal skin, if you moisturize really well and you don't like put a lot of powders on top of it, you probably could still get away with wearing this foundation because it's not a drying formula. Now, as far as these 2 products, I definitely recommend the setting powder. I really like the way that it's set my under eyes and also down the center of my face. It's a very natural look to my skin. I love the amount of yellow that's in the powder. I think if you have a little bit of color to your skin, the yellow would definitely complement your skin tone, especially if you have warm or yellow undertones. It would complement you very nicely. The powder applied really nicely. It didn't stick any places or look dry or patchy when I applied it to my face. It looks beautiful. It's set nicely. This product though, I'm kind of just like, like you could pick it up or you could not pick it up. Like, I'm on the fence. I like it. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. Like, I'll still use it since I bought it, but it didn't like wow me like the foundation and the setting powder did. So if you are like, you know, on a budget, which I'm right there with you, girl, like if you're pinching those pennies and you gotta prioritize, then I would say definitely pick up the foundation. If you got a couple extra coins, I would say pick up the setting powder. And if you balling on a budget and you got a couple extra coins, then I would say go ahead and pick up the setting powder, because all of the products, I give them a thumbs up, but I don't really feel like you need this one. Like, it's just okay, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is all that I have to share with you guys for today's video and for today's review. I really hope that you guys found it helpful. For those of you guys that are on the fence about whether or not you should pick up these products, I hope that this review kind of helped you to either jump to one side of the fence or the other. Let me know down below if you guys have ordered these products, what you think about them. You know, if you've had a chance to try them out, if you like them, if you don't like them, you know, all that jazz. We can chat it up down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot and also helps to get my video out to other people that may be interested in a review on this foundation, or other brown skin girls like myself that may need a reference for what shade to purchase. So please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this review, if you found it helpful. And if you are new, definitely make sure that you subscribe down below if you haven't already, so that you won't miss out on any of my future videos. And of course, so that you can become part of my fam here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for today's review, and I will see you guys very soon in my next one.